Nithyanandam, welcoming back all the viewers and everyone watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, and the various social media platforms. We will now be entering into the segment of the glimpses of the glorious past on the 2nd of May. In this segment, we see about the divine Leela through the years of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and see firsthand how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continuously did the Tyaga and built the whole nation of Sri Kailasa. So we are now moving on to the 2nd of May 2004. On that day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the second day of the Anandaspurna program in Tamil at Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had also previously explained that every time he does the Anandaspurna program, it is almost like burning the sufferings of 10,000 people. There may be only 100 people attending the program, but each one of them are connected to at least 100 people in their lives. So when one person's suffering is burnt, he brings joy to the 100 people who are directly involved in his or her life. And on the 2nd of May 2006, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism presided over the Little Anandas Convention. The Little Anandas was a 10-day residential program for children aged between 10 and 15 years that was conducted at Adi Kailasa, Bengaluru Adinam. In the presence of the Paramavatara, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the ordained acharyas of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism taught the children how to perform Guru Puja. The kids were taught how the Guru Puja and Shiva Puja is the nectar space to connect and experience Sadashivatva, oneness with the Guru, the embodiment of Sadashiva Adishakti, the cosmic consciousness. Puja is our personal time with Guru and Sadashiva. At that sacred hour, a devotee soaked in devotion in the love of Sadashiva performs Guru Puja.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and
Nithyanandam, we're now moving on to the 2nd of May 2011. On that day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expounded on the 157th Sutra, 3rd chapter, 51st verse of the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. In these profound Akashic revelations and initiations from the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared, "When morning I wake up and assume this body and mind, literally I see this like a colored cloth just landing on me. After that, I operate through that cloth. But this cloth I can alter, change in whatever way I want very casually. But after landing, it becomes physical." There is now see the excerpt from the satsang given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis sitting with us at this moment around the world, at least in 642 places through NTV, 6 places in two-way connection, in 208 cities and 23 countries. San Jose got vibhuti this morning after Abhishekam. Blessings. I am making my murti in a special way, replica of the Lama Lasukar murti to San Jose. It's getting ready in Panchaloka, life size. It will soon reach San Jose. Maybe in 3 months it will be ready. I welcome all of you with my love and respects, the centers which are having two-way connection. Nandishar, Ohio, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Seattle, San Jose, and Singapore. My blessings to all of you. Let's enter into today's satsang. Before entering into the satsang, I wanted to remind all of you to sit in Samanatra and Vajrasana or Padmasana. Yesterday's subject is very subtle. By listening itself, you will be awakened. That kind of a subject. Subject: dissolve into liberation. Sutra 158, 57 Sutra of Patanjali. In 3rd chapter, 51st verse. Tat vairagyat abhidosha bijakshaye kaivalyam. such an excitement, because see, only a person who knows about the gems will enjoy gems. Otherwise, it's a stone for you. Person only who knows about agriculture will enjoy thousands of acres growing paddy or whatever. Only person who knows about the animals will enjoy a huge zoo or where the animals are growing. Only a person who knows about deities will enjoy temples. Otherwise, Madurai temple, 3 crore carvings are there. With what taste ever, what taste could have been created? Understand? Only a person who has a taste can enjoy. Only if you have a taste for that field, you will know the depth of that field. If you see the Madurai deities, that Veerabhadra and Kalavairava will be standing, something like a 7 feet trishul in stone would have been called just 3-inch diameter. You cannot use hammer and chisel, because if you use hammer and chisel for 3-inch diameter stone, it will break. So the whole thing has to be done without using hammer, just with hand, inch by inch by inch. Only if you know that field, you will enjoy. The hard work went behind. Otherwise, you will see, okay, that's okay. So Meenakshi did not build the temple directly. She inspired right people. Then it happened. But again and again she came down and personally supervised and managed. Even after leaving the body, once in a while she do the monthly visits and routine. Talk to those couples without even revealing the identity. This doesn't seem to be as per the Shastra, and put the right ideas into the study's head and rest. Only if you know how difficult it is to convey the inexpressible truths through words, you will understand the greatness of the brain in Patanjali. It is not an easy joke to convey the truths with words. Sometimes these fools superficially try to criticize me. He may be a great intellectual, orator. I don't think he's enlightened. These fools should understand, if they are saying that I am not enlightened but I am only a orator, they are giving credit to me. They are praising me. If I am enlightened, I am orating, then it should be taken for granted. Okay, it's a quality of enlightenment. If they say I am not enlightened but I am only a orator, they should understand how difficult it is. It is not a joke to express the great truths using the words you understand. Actually, people who feel I am enlightened, I am orating, they are not giving me that big credit. But people who feel I am not enlightened but I am orating, they give me more credit, bigger credit, because it is not a joke which you understand. By memorizing, you can't repeat. If I am not enlightened, then this whole thing, what I created, the whole credit goes to me. It's more praising. It is not blaming. It is not abusal. Then very clearly proves, as an ordinary man, I have done so much of hard work and created this whole thing, expressed this whole thing. Then it is more respectful to me, more praising. Only when you know certain departments, you will understand the hard work behind it. I can say the extraordinary brain behind Patanjali, God, each sutra, even to talk about it, I feel the sweetness in the throat. Only when you understand this field of expressing the truths through ordinary but proper, striking words, you will understand the greatness of Patanjali. I'll give the translation of Swami Vivekananda. Through giving up even these powers comes the destruction of the very seed of the evil, and this leads to Kaivalya. By giving up even these powers, the seed of evil is destroyed and liberation follows. This is the translation of Swami Prabhupada. And Swami Satchidananda translates as, by non-attachment even to that, the seed of bondage is destroyed and thus follows Kaivalya, independence. Bhagavan Osho translates this sutra, by being non-attached to even these powers, the seed of bondage is destroyed, then follows Kaivalya, liberation. Wow. Let me read the sacred secret in this sutra. Relax, joyfully, casually, when these great powers and experiences express in you. Don't even bother when these great powers expresses in you. Actually, this is what I am teaching last 15 days to her. All I am trying to teach her is, don't bother, be relaxed. These extraordinary experiences and powers are inspiration, but not ultimate. What all these things will do? This will make your life better. Means your physical health will become great. Your mental health will become extraordinary joy. If you have any relationship problems in your life, suddenly you will see that life becomes happy. The tuning of the relationships will start happening. You will be more loving and respecting to the other person. The other person will become more loving and respecting towards you. The more joy in the life, more wealth. These are all outward fulfillment. These are great inspiration. But finally, there is something beyond all these things. Patanjali very clearly says, be even non-attached to all the great powers, to all the great experiences. What is there? Okay. It's okay. You don't need to disrespect them. It is not ordinary, understand? Your Kundalini awakening, are you having the darshan of gods and goddesses, or being a channel to receive the prasadam from the master, being a channel to get teleported or materialized? It's not ordinary. Don't disrespect. But know it, it is only inspiration. Be unattached even to those things. Arunin, Asai, Arunin, Isanod, Arunin, Asai, Arunin. One of the great Nada Yogi, Tirumula, Nandinada Sampradaya Yogi, Tirumula, who lived in Tamil Nadu, a place called Tiruvavadurai. He is also a Jiva Samadhi. 3,000 years he lived. Don't think it's a story, he really lived. 3,000 years. Every year, on the day he entered the Samadhi, he will open his eyes and say a verse, and again fall into Samadhi. Next year, he will open his eyes, say a verse, and again fall into Samadhi. These are not stories. Alright, I'll do. Now I'll materialize Tirumula's hair and nail and do DNA test. Through that I will prove that person lived at least 300 years. Sorry, 3,000 years. At least 3,000 years he lived. This is the only way to do all this. Being non-attached to the extraordinary happenings. Understand? Now I am going to read an important sacred secret. Listen. When morning I wake up and assume this body and mind, literally I see this like a colored cloth just landing on me. After that, I operate through that cloth. But this cloth I can alter, change, whatever way I want. Very casually. But after landing, it becomes a physical. Understand? The casual feeling I can change anywhere when it happens. Just simply you feel like not changing it. I can tell you, that is liberation. Not even changing. Knowing you can change and feeling like not changing. Not even feeling like changing. And leaving casually. And living casually is liberation. Is liberation. It's like casual, okay. If you are not attached to extraordinary powers, you will have more and more powers. If you are not attached to wealth, you will not be tired of making wealth. You will go on creating. If you are attached, you will measure and feel, wow, I have done too much, now I can rest. If you are not attached, you will just go on making, creating. Not feeling attached to the powers happening in your life will remove the stress of the powers in you. Please understand. Any power when you are feeling attached, you will start planning how best to use that power, and it will always create more and more stress in you. See here I am, not bothered at all about the powers expressing through this body. That is why no stress about the powers. How best to use? Who cares? Let that power take care of itself. Siddhis will serve you. When Siddhis come to me, they stand with bent head. Master, tell us what to do. Oh, all right, be there. I'll tell you what to do later on. When you feel attached to them, you will standing in front of cities. And they will say, what do you want? Then we'll say, please can you do that? Please can you do this? Please can you do that? Here, no. Whether it is anima, mahima, lahima, karima, ishitvam, vasitvam, prapti, pragamyam. Stand in queue and come for darshan. When you are non-attached, siddhis serve you. When you are in Yoga Nidra and don't bother, well, Mahalakshmi presses your feet. Wealth serves. Being non-attached to the powers is the greatest way to live. Be non-attached to your body. Your body will express extraordinary things. Be non-attached to wealth. You will create extraordinary wealth. You will not be tired. The stress which comes when you are attached to certain things will not be there when you are relaxed. I can tell you. I have seen the people who are attached to one small kamandal pot and die their whole life around that kamandal. I have seen billionaires who are non-attached and go on creating more and more. I prefer my disciples.
We now move on to the 2nd of May 2012. In that day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the Inner Awakening Convention. Paduka Puja was performed by the devotees, and Nithyanandeshwara, Nithyanandeshwari, Dakshinamurti, and all the deities from the temple radiated their blessings to the devotees. Additionally, the delegates of the Inner Awakening had the session on listening, and the kids of Ingenious Convention enjoyed various and training sessions while in the direct energy field of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Furthermore, the Inner Awakening participants and Ingenious kids received the individual blessings from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Moreover, the Meenakshi Trikalyanam was performed. As part of this divine wedding ceremony of Devi Meenakshi and Lord Sundareshwara, some of the Inner Awakening participants also got remarried again, as per the Vedic tradition, and had the biggest fortune to receive blessings for the prosperity and flowering of their wedding. Let us now see the various happenings of the 2nd of May 2012.
Nithyananda, welcome to Nithyananda TV News from Viditi Ashram for Wednesday, May 2nd, 2012, the year of meditation and cosmic partying, the kind that doesn't damage our bodies. Now for today's headlines. Inner Awakening participants and other guests enjoyed Parashakti Puja and a previous day's discourse from Chitsabat today. The Swamiji was in Madurai today for a press meet. We have Inner Awakening and Ingenious updates. And Los Angeles sends first anniversary updates from their N Vidyalaya program for kids. And today is the final day for Chitra Brahmotsavam. It included a marriage ceremony for Meenakshi and more. And now for today's top stories. Inner Awakening participants and other guests enjoyed Parashakti Puja and a previous day's discourse from Chitsabha today.
Don't be afraid of people talking about you. Fellows who go on talking can't do anything. Fellows who can do something will not be talking. So the worst fear, cheapest fear, a man can have. It's like you have a fear. Oh, after this satsang, when I get up and walk, maybe I'll tumble on my mattress and fall and break my head and die. If you are having this fear, can anybody save you? Even I cannot save you. How can you tumble on the mattress and fall on the mattress and die? This is what I call cheap fear. Small story. A woman was letting her husband have it with just a touch of more venom than usual. She was shouting, "You are an idiot. You have always been an idiot. You will always be an idiot. If they had an idiot contest, you would come in second." The guy was shocked. He's asking, "Why would I come in second?" Asked the husband. Wife replies, "Because you are an idiot." Do not bother about what people talk. People who go on passing opinion cannot achieve anything, cannot do anything. People who have capacity to do does not waste their time in passing opinion. Akirtin chapi bhutani katayishyanti te vyayam sambhavitasya cha kirtihi maranat adrichyate. Katayishyanti, that is a keyword. Bhagavan says, people will talk. If you are afraid of others' words, that is much worse than this fear. I tell you, greatest liberation in the life is liberation from others' words. Our scripture says, Yogasya pratamam dwaram vangnirodha. The first step for yoga is controlling the words. Always people have interpreted this, controlling your words. I give you the right understanding, the sacred secret in the sutra. The first step for yoga is not just controlling your words, controlling that others' words don't affect you. The uttered words does not penetrate you and disturb you. You not uttering word, you reducing your words, and others' words not affecting you. Both put together is Yogasya pratamam dwaram vangnirotaha. Standing with your integrity, standing with your clarity is life. I tell you, all the worst things happens to you by the decisions you make from letting others' words affect you. The worst thing can happen in your life is allowing this appraisal, briefing. This appraisal is the worst conspiracy. Listening to these briefings, appraisals, and taking decisions.
The Swamiji was in Madurai today for a press meet. In a joint press meet held at Madurai Adinam today, May 2nd, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda and his predecessor, Guru Maha Sannidhanam, Srila Sri Arunagiri Natha Sri Jnanasambha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, the 292nd Guru Maha Sannidhanam Pontiff of Madurai Adinam, clarified the reasons for the former's choice of His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda as his successor. The press meet was held in the wake of a meeting allegedly held at Mayiladuthurai yesterday by certain Shaivite mutt heads to protest and pass a resolution against the coronation which took place on 27th of April at Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham's international headquarters in Bidadi near Bangalore. Responding to questions from the media, the 292nd Guru Maha Sannidhanam lashed out against the idea of legal interference in this purely religious matter. It is absolutely the inner affairs of the mutt. Actually, you are violating the fundamental rights of the Adinam. The decision to choose a certain person as the future Pitadipati pontiff is absolutely in the hands of the Almighty Lord Shiva. This is the truth. The highest post of Guru Maha Sannidhanam comes through Purva Punya, spiritual merit earned in earlier lives. He is not appointed through the employment office. Declared the 292nd Guru Maha Sannidhanam in no uncertain terms. Referring to the current situation, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda clarified that several attempts had been made over the past few days to meet with and offer an explanation to the respected traditional mutt heads, but unfortunately they had been refused an opportunity for explanation even over the phone. Several baseless issues had been raised by the mutt heads, prominent among them being the allegation that His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda did not belong to the Shaiva Valalar community, which is traditionally the only community from which the Guru Maha Sannidhanam, Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam, can be chosen. In response to this, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda invited to the stage the elders of the Shaiva Valalar community from his hometown Tiruvannamalai, who could vouch for the fact that His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda was indeed born into the said community. His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda also revealed that several prominent spiritual heads, including His Holiness Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, former VHP International President Sri Ashok Singhal, Kanchi Jayendra Swamigal, the representative of Mata Amritananda Mai, the national head of the Shaiva Valalar community, and close to 40 others had personally congratulated and offered their support on him on his ascension to the Pitham, the throne and position. In closing, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda humbly requests the mudheads kindly to withdraw their resolution. We have Inner Awakening and End Genius updates. Today, the Inner Awakening group was focused on communication and the importance of listening. They also worked on karmas and had a Q&A session.
Hello, my name is Kailasa. I'm from Malaysia. And before coming to Inner Awakening, I was actually in the middle of my studies. And it was very difficult to get leave application from college. But surprisingly, they allowed me a month holiday during the project time and everything. And that was a surprise. And another surprise was to get permission from my dad and everything to come here. Just 3 days after we came into the relationship, Swami said I have to call my dad and speak to him. I just called him, and it was very surprising to hear his feedback and about me and everything. And that was a complete new face of my father which I'm seeing. If you said Inner Awakening was over the third day from the day it started, I would have said Inner Awakening was the best. But when you keep seeing whatever the upcoming things happening, the Kundalini Awakening, levitation, and there's so many other initiation, energy darshan especially, that's fabulous, and it's really beyond words. And whenever I keep seeing it, I'm really very thankful for being able to be here this age at this situation in this time. And I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to going back to my life and living it fully without any fear or stuff like that. Despite I am still a youngster, not into the family yet, because I haven't faced all that family situation to deal with money and emotions and work and everything. So when I'm now in here, so I know exactly how to deal with situations like that when it comes. Meditation, you just have to look in and just really experience the beauty in it, because I also thought meditation is so boring, it's not really for youngsters and everything. But because of meditating and the Kundalini Awakening, that was like a big prize. It was good. It was really good to feel myself levitate. I didn't expect myself to levitate actually. It's actually a difference in the way I look at things and matters and situations. Maybe for example, my dad again, I started looking at him differently, from a different perspective, openly. So it really gives peace into my mind and into the relationship I'm having with people. It has helped me a lot figure out exactly what I want and how to do it. And because of knowing that, I have a lot of confidence in leading my life, and I'm really looking forward, enthusiastic towards leading it after this when I go back. Yeah, you should really come and experience Inner Awakening. Whether you're 8, 18 or 80, you should come, because it really helps all of us. It's not only for old people, it's amazing. You just have to experience it. That's all.
And the End Genius group today continued with their End Memory program, the program which frequently results in children being able to remember and recall up to 60, 70, 80, well over 100 objects in just a few minutes. And in international news, Los Angeles sends first anniversary updates from their NVIDIA Layer program for kids.
Later on in the program, we will give you an introduction. Envidyalaya is an education program, Sunday school if you will, that we've been conducting for the past 1 year on Sunday.
Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Right foot back. Chin up. Left foot back.
Want to introduce the concept of Envidyalaya, what it's all about.
But how do we reach that? The method is different.
That the joy is outside, whether it is in terms of getting more money.
I'm just saying, like, in different situations when kids are playing, some kids are full of fear. Some kids are just like, they don't encourage the child to follow the inner.
And the evening sunsets and it becomes dark, and both the kids become hungry.
I've come to meet Lord Krishna.
Why should we believe you?
I was his friend in group.
Please put that.
Next morning, Sudama decides to go home, going back home.
Bye, my friend.
And local news from Bididi Ashram. Today is the final day for Chitra Brahmotsavam. It included a marriage ceremony for Meenakshi and more.
We now move on to the 2nd of May 2013. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained the nature and purpose of completing the unfinished situations in our life. When we carry uncompleted problems, we cannot begin anything new. The beliefs and emotions connected with our unfinished troubles continue to create the same difficulties in our future. Once we attain completion, our previous patterns are burned and we are set free to initiate a new way of being. Intention is the key to successful completion. When we devote intense, focused time and energy to completing our patterns, we evolve and become integrated. From that integrity, we can embody the principles of authenticity, responsibility, and enriching. And on the 2nd of May 2014, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the day 2 of the Varanasi Inner Awakening. Additionally, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the Meenakshi Brahmotsavam Day 2 and the completion initiation for the delegates of the Inner Awakening in Sarnath, which is located 10 kilometers northeast of Varanasi. There, in the very spot where Buddha started teaching, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the second day of the Inner Awakening initiations into the power of completion. There, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained the relationship of Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism to Sanatana Hindu Dharma. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism additionally expounded about the festival dimension of Hindu Sanatana Dharma and went on to speak in detail about Buddhism. Sarnath is a place located 10 kilometers northeast of Varanasi near the confluence of the Ganges and Varuna rivers in Uttar Pradesh, India. The deer park in Sarnath is where Gautama Buddha first taught the Dharma and where the Buddhist Sangha came into existence through the enlightenment of Kundana. We now move on to the 2nd of May 2016. On that day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism presided over the Living Shuddhadvaitam Convention in the Ujjainadhinam as part of the most auspicious and holiest event of Kumbh Mela. The 2016 Ujjain Simhast was organized between the 22nd of April and 21st of May. According to the state's Transport Minister Bhupendra Singh, nearly 75 million people visited the fair during this 1 month period. The multi-day Living Shuddhadvaitam Convention was hosted in Kailasa's camp at the Ujjain Kumbh Mela, and like the rest, this day was filled with many celebrations, Nitya Kirtans, dancing, powerful energy darshans, enriching sessions. And on the 2nd of May 2017, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the day 13 of the Inner Awakening Convention and initiated the Inner Awakening participants into the lifestyle of Sadashiva living enlightenment. This initiation, known as Vishesha Diksha, they received the Atmalinga, a Spatika, precious gemstone, and a puja kit to do the puja. The Atmalinga can be worshipped representing the cosmos and also used to heal oneself or others. Additionally, the children from age 8 to 21 who are attending the free Nithyananda program for expressing powers received Shivadiksha. In Hindu Shaiva temples, Shaivagamas allows worshipping Shiva in the form of Spatikalingam or Crystal Lingam. The Shaivagama says, one can worship this great god Shiva in the form of a lingam made of mud or sand or cow dung or wood, bronze or black granite stone. But the purest and most sought after form is the quartz crystal, a natural stone not carved by man but made by nature, gathered molecule by molecule over hundreds, thousands, or millions of years, grown as a living body grows, but infinitely more slowly. Such a creation of nature is itself a miracle worthy of worship. We now move on to the 2nd of May 2018. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism welcomed the delegates of the day 1 of the 49th batch of Inner Awakening Convention. Delegates received the experience of quantum entanglement with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and manifested the superpowers that they got initiated into, including the powers of materialization. Later that day, the delegates witnessed the authentic Nithyananda Yoga as per Paramashiva. The grand finale of the day was the most auspicious darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And we next now see the 2nd of May 2020. On this day's presidential address, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expounded on the cosmic principle on how food and medicine should come from land, not labs. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism further shared that the old world order is collapsing to be replaced by the new world order of agriculture-based economy and superconsciousness-based existence. He also declared pure organic castor oil and haritaki to be distributed freely all over the world by his mission, instructing the Sangha immediately take up procurement and processing of the same. The 8th day of the Chittari Brahmotsavam was celebrated in Adi Kailasa and other Sarvanyapitas world over, with Parashakti Meenakshi getting coronated and gracing in Sarvalankara on Shyamalapita Sarvanyapita Simhasan and Paramashivoham Level gracing in Sarvalankara in the Swarna Rishabhavahana. Pattabhishekam also happened. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism worked further on raising the consciousness of the delegates by bestowing them with the Ashtabhairavis, the Ashtabhairavas darshan, and the Krishna Bhava Samadhi darshan. And on the 2nd of May 2021, the ambassadors and delegates of the Kailasa nation received the Shaktipada and Shaktinipada with the live darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blessed all with the Parashakti Arulvak darshan. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as the Nijavatara, embodied the various dimensions of Parashakti, her auspiciousness, her powers, and her grace during the Parashakti Akashic reading. As a result of being in the space of receiving and listening, those highest qualities, attributes, and the extraordinary divine powers of Devi Parashakti were awakened in the delegates by the grace and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Devi Parashakti revealed on that day that she is the one who is one such incarnation, Parashakti Parameshwari Meenakshi, who landed as Ellam Vallasiddhar, Lord Sundareshwara, and performed many beneficial acts. The one who is in order to do the same benevolent actions again is she, who has landed as a living incarnation in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And with that, we come to the end of this beautiful segment, the glimpses of the glorious past. And we thank each and every one of you who have joined us for this wonderful session of the Devi Parashakti Akashic series. And we will now be receiving the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So I request all the devotees to please sit straight, come back to a space of deep listening and gratitude. Please sit in a space of complete completion.
Today, the initiation is for Sahaja Samadhi. Please understand. Nirvikalpa Samadhi, a deep unclutching, when it becomes part of your biomemory, even during your whole day of work, if you reside in the same state, that is called Sahaja Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi becoming Sada Nirvikalpa Samadhi is Sahaja Samadhi. Now, I am literally going to pour with the grace of Paramashiva. I am going to pour Akasa Bhairava. Akasa Bhairava is the pure energy, like a liquid gold. I'm going to pour that liquid gold into your Swadhisthana. Through these mantras, I have the mantras with me. These powerful sounds will melt the energy of the Paramashiva and pour inside you as Akasha Bhairava. See, when Akasha Bhairava is poured inside you, tantrically you are initiated to live in Sahaja Samadhi. Akasha Bhairava is the Lord of Sahaja Samadhi. So all of you settle down. My blessings to all of you. There are so many people putting the boons and prayers you want. I'll fulfill everything. Ma Nitya Nishkrodananda Monica, blessings. Shakti Das, Mayadas, blessings. I'll fulfill all the boons you want. I grant you the boon you are asking. You will be with me, I'll be with you. Blessings. So now, get ready and sit. I'm going to pour the hot liquid gold. It will exactly feel like that only. When Akasha Bhairava enters your Swadhisthana, you will see the liquid gold being poured inside your Swadhisthana. So all the patterns disappear, melt down. So if you want your pets, kids, anyone initiated, get them. I'm going to fill all of you with this pure liquid gold. If you want to energize your Atmalinga, you can get it and keep. Even if you want to energize a bottle of water or hot chocolate, even if you are not going to drink now, if you want to drink later, but you want it to be energized by Akash Bhairava's energy, you can get that and keep it in front of the screen. It will be like a powerful explosion because I'm going to use the mantras. Very strong mantras from Agama, which is directly given by Akasha Bhairava. He himself is the Acharya of this mantra. Ananda Bhairava is the Rishi for Akasha Bhairava mantra. Means Bhairava himself gives Bhairava mantra. So, settle down. I'll initiate all of you. Om, 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 Om. Om, 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 Om. You can sit either with open eyes or closed eyes. Just be silence soaked inside the silence, soaked inside the silence. You be in the absolute silent space. I'll pour Akash Bhairava energy in you. Om, Om, Om. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Kailasa Guru Mahanandishwaraya Namaha. Om Om Akasha Bhairava Mala Mantra Ananda Bhairava Rushihi गायत्री छन्दः आकाशभैरवो देवता श्रीं बीजम् ॐ शक्तिः सर्वाभीष्टसिद्ध्यर्थे विनियोगः ह्रां इत्यादि कराङ्गन्यास ॐ ह्रां ह्रीं ह्रूं ह्रौं ह्रैं ॐ ॐ ॐ अङ्गुष्ठाभ्यां नमः तर्जनीभ्यां स्वाहा मध्यमाभ्यां वषट् अनामिकाभ्यां हूं कनिष्ठाभ्यां वौषट्करतलकरपृष्ठाभ्यामस्त्राय फट् कृतयाय नमः शिरसे स्वाहा शिखायै वषट् कवचाय हुं नेत्रत्रयाय वौषट् ॐ करतलकरपृष्ठाभ्यामस्त्राय फट् ॐ ॐ ॐ शकस्रपाणीवक्त्रं शकस्तत्रयलोचनं सर्वाभीष्टप्रदं देवं ध्यायेत् आकाशभैरवम् सहस्रपाणीवक्त्रं सहस्रत्रयलोचनं सर्वाभीष्टप्रदं देवं ध्यायेत् आकाशभैरवम् ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहस्रपाणिपद्वक्त्रं सहस्रत्रयलोचनं सर्वाभीष्टप्रदं देवं ध्यायेत् आकाशभैरवम् नमो भगवते आकाशभैरवाय ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं विघ्नच्छेदं कुरु कुरु रक्ष रक्ष ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं क्षं ह्रीं क्लीं ह्रीं श्रीं ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते आकाशभैरवाय ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं विघ्नच्छेदं कुरु कुरु रक्ष रक्ष ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं क्षं ह्रीं क्लीं ह्रीं श्रीं ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते आकाशभैरवाय ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं विघ्नच्छेदं कुरु कुरु रक्ष रक्ष ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं क्षं ह्रीं क्लीं श्रीं क्लीं ह्रीं श्रीं ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते आकाशभैरवाय ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं विघ्नच्छेदं कुरु कुरु रक्ष रक्ष ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं क्षं ह्रीं क्लीं ह्रीं श्रीं ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा। ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ नमो भगवते आकाशभैरवाय निखिललोकप्रियाय प्रणत जन परितापमोचनाय सकलभूतनिवारणाय कराळाय अखिलपुरिसंहारकारणाय अनेककोटिब्रह्मकपाल मालालङ्कृताय नर रुधिर मांस भक्षणाय महाबलपराक्रमाय महातन्त्राय विमोचनाय परम मंत्र यंत्र तंत्र विद्याविच्छेदनाय प्रसन्नवदनाम्बुजाय यहि येहि आगच्छ आगच्छ ममाभीष्टम् आकर्षय आकर्षय आवेशय आवेशय मोहय मोहय प्रामय प्रामय द्रावय द्रावय Padaya Padaya Siddhaya Siddhaya Pandaya Pandaya Pashaya Pashaya Shobhaya Shobhaya Buddha Preta Pichachan Martaya Martaya Kurtaya Kurtaya Padaya Padaya Mochaya Mochaya Kumbaya Kumbaya Kambaya Kambaya Tadaya Tadaya Trodaya Trodaya Betaya Betaya Sadaya Sadaya Chandavadati Vegaya Tatagambira Jirumbanaya Sangarshaya Sangarshaya Sankramaya Sankramaya Praveshaya Praveshaya Stobaya Stobaya Todaya Todaya Kedaya Kedaya Darjaya Darjaya Nadaya Nadaya Rodaya Rodaya Kadaya Kadaya Vedaya Vedaya Sakala Ribun Sindhi Sindhi Pindaya Pindaya Andaya Andaya Rundaya Rundaya Nandaya Nandaya Vandaya Vandaya Om Steam Cream Cleam Kalyanakaranaya Aviradananda Mahabhogapriyaya Om Devadattam Manaya Anaya Kelaya Kelaya Melaya Melaya Prabannavatsalaya Pradivadana Savana Dahana Amrita Kirana Nayanaya Sahasrakoti Vetala Parivritaya Ribun Uchadaya Uchadaya Vebaya Vebaya Tabaya Tabaya Seshaya Seshaya Mohaya Mohaya Lotaya Lotaya Spotaya Spotaya Grinha Grinha Ananta Vasugi Dakshaka Arkodaga Batma Mahabatma Shanga Kulika Mahanaha Bhushanaya Stavara Jangamanam Visham Nashaya Nashaya Pashaya Pashaya Basmi Kuru Basmi Kuru Bhakta Jana Vallabhaya Sarkastiti Samhara Karanaya Taga Taga Sarvachatrun Uttregaya Uttregaya Vidveshaya Vidveshaya Utsahaya Utsahaya Udbataya Udbataya Badaya Badaya Sadaya Sadaya Daha Daha Pacha Pacha Soshaya Soshaya Boshaya Boshaya Duraya Duraya Maraya Maraya Bakshaya Bakshaya Sikshaya Sikshaya Samastabhutam Sikshaya Sikshaya Steam Hrim Klim Sham Ryum Anavarada Dandavaya Abattuttaranaya Sadhujanani Doshaya Doshaya Bhushaya Bhushaya Balaya Balaya Shilaya Shilaya Krodaloba Madamatsariyan Samaya Samaya Damaya Damaya Drashaya Drashaya Samaya Samaya Shiti Chala Tahana Marutagahana Tarani Somatmaga Sariraya Samadabora Diditiksha Samadhana Shraddham Dabaya Dabaya Prabhaya Prabhaya Vignacchetam Kuru Kuru Raksha Raksha Sham Ryum Klim Hrim Shrim Brahmane Swaha Shigra Siddhiprada Saubhakya Pradastayam Mantraha Om 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 Namo Bhagavate Akasha Bhairavaya Hrim Hrim Klim Vignacchetam Kuru Kuru Raksha Raksha Hrim Hrim Kling Ksham Ryum Klim Hrim Steam Brahmane Swaha. Om 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 Om. Om.
पावनामृपङ्गजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथकालभैरवं भजे देवराजसेव्यमानपावनामृपङ्गजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथकालभैरवं भजे
भगवते आकाशभैरवाय ॐ स्टीं ह्रीं क्लीं विघ्नच्छेतं कुरु कुरु रक्ष रक्ष स्टीं ह्रीं क्लीं क्षं ह्रीं क्लीं ह्रीं स्टीं ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा ॐ ॐ ॐ
देवराजसेव्यमानपावनामृपङ्गजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथकालभैरवं भजे देवराजसेव्यमानपावनामृपङ्गजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथकालभैरवं भजे कालकालमङ्कुलाक्षरक्षशूलमक्षर काशिवासलोकपुण्यपापशोधकं विभुं नीतिमार्गगोविदं पुरातनं जगत्पतिं काशिकापुरादिनाथकालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवाष्टकं पठत्ये मनोहरं ज्ञानमुक्तिसाधनं विचित्रपुण्यवर्धनं
ॐ नमो भगवते आकाशभैरवाय। ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं विघ्नच्छेदं कुरु कुरु रक्ष रक्ष। ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं क्षं ह्रीं क्लीं ह्रीं श्रीं ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते आकाशभैरवाय। ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं विघ्नच्छेदं कुरु कुरु रक्ष रक्ष। ह्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं क्षं ह्रीं क्लीं ह्रीं श्रीं ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा। ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ।
देवराजसेव्यमानपावनामृपङ्गजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथकालभैरवं भजे देवराजसेव्यमानपावनामृपङ्गजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथकालभैरवं भजे विशालकीर्तिदायकं काशिवासलोकपुण्यपापशोधकं विभुं नीतिमार्गगोविदं पुरातनं जगत्पतिं काशिकापुरादिनाथकालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवाष्टकं पठत्ये मनोहरं ज्ञानमुक्तिसाधनं विचित्रपुण्यवर्धनं योगमोहदैन्यलोभगोपतापनाशनं हे प्रयाति कालभैरवां सेव्यमान पावनामृ पङ्कजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगि वृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे देवराज सेव्यमान पावनामृ पङ्कजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगि वृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे भूतसङ्गनायकं विशालकीर्तिदायकं काशीवासलोकपुण्यपापशोधकं विपुं नीतिमार्गकोविदं पुरातनं जगत्पतिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवाष्टकं पठन्ति ये मनोहरं ज्ञानमुक्तिसाधनं विचित्रपुण्यवर्धनं लोकमोहदैन्यलोभगोपतापनाशनं ते प्रयाति कालभैरवं विजन्मितिं सेव्यमान पावनामृ पङ्कजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगि वृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे देवराज सेव्यमान पावनामृ पङ्कजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगि वृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे कालकैरवासकीर्तिदायकं काशीवासलोकपुण्यपापशोधकं विभुं नीतिमार्गकोविदं पुरातनं जगत्पतिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवाष्टकं पठन्ति ये मनोहरं ज्ञानमुक्तिसाधनं विचित्रपुण्यवर्धनं योगमोहदैन्यलोभगोपतापनाशनं ते प्रयाति कालभैरवं विसन्निधिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे देवराजसेव्यमानपावनाङ्घ्रिपङ्कजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे देवराजसेव्यमानपावनाङ्घ्रिपङ्कजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे नायकं विशालकीर्तिदायकं काशीवासलोकपुण्यपापशोधकं विभुं नीतिमार्गकोविदं पुरातनं जगत्पतिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवाष्टकं पठन्ति ये मनोहरं ज्ञानमुक्तिसाधनं विचित्रपुण्यवर्धनं योगमोहदैन्यलोभगोपतापनाशनं ते प्रयाति कालभैरवं विसन्निधिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे సేవ్యమాన పావనాంగి పంకజం జ్ఞానయజ్ఞసూత్రమిందుశేఖరం కృపాకరం నారదాది యోగి బృంద వందితం దిగంబరం కాశికాపురాదినాథ కాలభైరవం భజే దేవరాజ సేవ్యమాన పావనాంగి పంకజం జ్ఞానయజ్ఞసూత్రమిందుశేఖరం కృపాకరం నారదాది యోగి బృంద వందితం దిగంబరం కాశికాపురాదినాథ కాలభైరవం భజే సంగనాయకం విశాలకీర్తిదాయకం కాశీవాసలోకపుణ్యపాపశోధకం విభుం నీతిమార్గగోవిదం పురాతనం జగత్పతిం కాశికాపురాదినాథ కాలభైరవం భజే
ఓం 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 నమో భగవతే ఆకాశభైరవాయ శ్రీం హ్రీం క్లీం విఘ్నచ్చేతం కురు కురు రక్ష రక్ష శ్రీం హ్రీం క్లీం క్షం హ్రూం క్లీం హ్రీం శ్రీం బ్రహ్మణే స్వాహ ఓం 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 as a living manifestation, Paramavatara of Paramashiva, as a source of Akasha Bhairava. I bless you all to be in Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Sagaja Samadhi, eternally, blissfully in Paramadvaita with Paramashiva. Om, Om, Om. All the wealth, health, auspiciousness, Ishwaratva manifest for all of you. Om, Om, Om. Beyond the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred, delusions, everything, let Paramashiva manifest Paramadvaita in all of us. Paramayishwaratva in all of us. Let all the wealth, health, auspiciousness, Ishta Siddhi, Ashta Siddhi, all the great things, powers, Paramadvaita, manifest in all of us. Om, Om, Om. With this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam Paramadvaitam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa of Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Eternal bliss Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nithyanandam, Jnanapatati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshmyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. Science of our manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. The Shastra Pramana, the authentic scriptures, Shrutis, Veda, Agama, stand as a foundation for Hinduism. Apta Pramana, authentic, time-tested, foolproof compilation of the experience of the sages, rishis, and enlightened masters, which is in terms with the Shastra Pramana. Atma Pramana, with Apta Pramana, a guru is able to experience and live the truth claimed by the Shastra. And Shakshi Pramana, manifestation and experience of the Guru's initiation in the disciple of a particular lineage which is demonstrable to the world. And Pratyaksha Pramana, having the truth validated by the scientific study. Bhagavan has given the Pramanas. The Pramanas are the evidences to understand the deeper science beyond the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred, how we can manifest the higher superconscious mutation into our physical reality. Let's move to the Shastra Pramana. The Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vijnana, consciousness, Bhairava, one who experienced the consciousness, and Tantra is the method, how you have different methods in the world. Here, how consciously you can raise yourself through the powerful cognition and manifest as powers. For the power of third eye, the scriptural reference is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 50, Dharana 27.
Tatvalaksham pravartate sarvatah swasharirasya dvadashante manolayat dridha buddher dridhi bhutam tatvalaksham pravartate.
Beautifully, Bhagavan Paramashiva says, from all the sides, Dvadashanta, there are 12 Dadashanta. Bhagavan says the Dadashanta that he's referring to the between the eyebrows. He says so beautifully, the Dvadashanta in your body, such as the center between your two eyebrows. Just dissolve your mind in the third eye with a strong, constant, restful awareness. How do you dissolve the mind? He gives strong, constant, restful awareness. And he repeats that. The person who does the Drida Buddhi, this Drida Buddhi, the one who establish in the firm strength of undivided strength. Again, he repeats the same text, which is saying strong, constant, restful awareness, again as firm strength of undivided awareness. Just like the flame undisturbed by the hair, to him, the characteristics of the existential reality, to the supreme consciousness appears and manifests firmly, which does not subside at all. Bhagavan Paramashiva says how you can experience the infinite space, how you can experience the quantum space, how the water becomes vapor. The boiling point changes the whole thing till 99, 98, nothing happens. Even 99.5, nothing happens. But at 100 degrees, something, the chemical changes where the water becomes vapor. Same way, Bhagavan Paramashiva has beautifully given us how when we have the Drida Buddhi, what is Drida Buddhi? What is merging the mind into the consciousness, dissolving into the consciousness? The very core, constantly, 90% of what we are thinking, what we call our thoughts and thinking, is from the past. We are nothing but an unconscious system which is running on and off. Bhagavan says we are driving a car without a clutch, a brake, and a steering wheel. And only root shocks wakes us up to understand that nothing first exists. And what are you driving? And instead of that, Bhagavan says, you can raise yourself beyond the mind and fall into that beautiful space of oneness without the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. And you can have the strength to do that. That is what it says. Firm strength of undivided awareness. Undivided awareness. When you establish yourself again and again, Paramashiva is real. Consciousness is real. You experience the ultimate without going into the past and trying to recreate the same thing. Every day we do the same routine and the same thought and same thinking. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, when you have a listening to Paramashiva, you will manifest all the powers. What do you understand by listening? If, for example, you go to a doctor, you have a stomach ache, you think that is not a problem, but you go to a doctor and then he diagnoses something and he gives you a report and tells you this is the medicine and this is your problem. Immediately you go and buy the medicine and you heal yourself because you have a listening for the doctor there. Same way, if you go to a temple where you have been so many times and you have experienced that oneness and manifested whatever you asked as reality, you know that if you go to the temple, that will surely happen. And you go because you have a listening for the temple. Wherever we have listening, that becomes our reality. But constantly we have listening only in our pain, confusion, chaos, and all that we are awakened only when the root shock happens, and then we run and try to fix it, but that is too late to fix anything most of the time. So if we have the listening before itself, we can create our reality beyond what our thinking mind. And that is what he says. Then the supreme consciousness, once you reside in that Drida Buddhi, that consciousness, whether I'm drinking a cup of coffee or I'm walking or I'm making a huge decision in my life, Paramashiva is manifesting through me as reality. Establishing myself again and again, even if I'm struggling, Paramashiva is struggling and he is manifesting through me. Holding the powerful space in a very strong, constant, undivided awareness, you have the Drida Buddhi to hold that. You experience the superconsciousness, and which is the quantum space. And if you can reside in that just for 11 Shana, Bhagavan says, with the gap between two thoughts, and you have no thoughts between that for 11 Shanas, and simply you can experience the ultimate. And you become one with Paramashiva. You don't come back to this reality where you're bound by the mind and go into the again and again all this incompletions and chaos. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully says how the pain can be simply dissolved by an avatar. Here, Sai Baba, in Apta Pramana, Sai Baba listens to the devotee who says her child has suddenly developed plague and she has to take the child and move away from the community. Sai Baba simply says, see up, there are clouds. And what happens? The clouds just pour as rain and disappear. The clouds is not affecting anybody. Same way, I will take the karma of the people who suffer in the Shirdi and dissolve it. Don't worry, you can go back. And simply he showed his body where he had boils of egg size, which he had taken so many things of others, and he is dissolving all the pain into him. Bhagavan Paramashiva also used to do Panchatapas in Adi Kailash to dissolve the karmas of the devotees and disciples and liberate them from all the bondage they have going through. All these avatars come down to take up all these and again relieve us from all the pain and problems and make us experience the superconscious mutation. All we need is simple integrity, simple obedience to follow the Charya Pada every day, and all that Bhagavan can manifest in us and make our life simply a beautiful space. Bhagavan Paramashiva here beautifully speaks about the pain that we hold, the one of the patterns that is very strong, and how we can get out of that. Bhagavan beautifully explains.
Pain is one of the most fundamental thought pattern which makes you inauthentic, which makes you non-integrated, which makes you afraid of responsibility, irresponsible, which makes you selfish. I welcome the cities joining now. Houston, Kalahasti, as a pattern. Long before, long ago, once upon a time, everything was well for you in the cozy, warm bed of water. You had automatic food supply, automatic air supply, great background music. Tuck, tuck, tuck. All was well, cozy, warm, safe in your mother's womb. There was sudden tsunami. Your cozy waterbed shattered. You were violently pushed out of your cozy home. You were forced into narrow path, way which was certainly created by someone who never had to go through himself or herself. It was so painful, but you had no choice. You kept getting pushed harder and harder, and then suddenly, when you come out and settle down, a pair of rough hands turns you upside down and slaps you on your wrong place, welcoming you in the world. And you express your first expression ever in your life, the deep cry with the deep pain and despair. Please understand, such an unfortunate thing. Your first expression is deep pain and despair. Right from that moment, you get the first Very first thought of your life, life is dangerous, you are unsafe. Please listen. This is the last pattern I broke before enlightenment. Even an incarnation who consciously landed in the body, listen, with integrity and authenticity, I am telling you, I landed into the body consciously, but even I had a slight memory of this pain. Then I am 100% sure this is the strongest pattern you all are carrying. In my life, I do not know anything called pain, even when I had a fracture. Even when I had a fracture, there was never no pain. Morning 7 o'clock I had fracture, 2:30 I had surgery. Till then, no pain, no painkiller, no anesthesia. The person who lives painless, even for me, the memory of the birth pain was there. I have to cut that to become enlightened. So listen, it means for all of you, this is the first root thought pattern. Life is unsafe, dangerous. This is where the primordial fear and pain of your life began. So the first survival mechanism that you naturally adopt is to be prepared to receive life with caution and be careful. Stemming right from this very first moment of your life, unfortunately, most of your thinking trends are negative by nature because constantly you think you have to protect you. By nature, you are hardwired for bliss, but your mind reverses this and conditions you for pain taking off right from the moment you are born. Sometimes you even enjoy the pain in your life. Ramakrishna gives the example, beautiful example. A dog which tries to bite the dry bone. When the bleeding happens from its own teeth, listen, when the dog is biting the dry bone, when blood comes from its own teeth, dog thinks the blood is coming from the bone, not from his own mouth, and enjoys it. Same way, secretly, you enjoy the pain because you are habituated to that pattern. When you are not in integrity with your body and mind, not authentic with your body and mind and consciousness, what you experience is pain. Please listen. When you are not in integrity with your body mind, authentic with your body mind, and consciousness, not responsible for the life energy you are, what you experience is pain.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained how you don't live in the body and constantly, not in mind and body, constantly our own delusion, unconscious. It's like the unconscious mind is driving the car. What would happen? We would only land up in root shock. And that is why Bhagavan saying that is the pain. Constantly we are living, we are only constantly experiencing the delusion. We are not living in the body to experience. Bhagavan Paramashiva has beautifully given the scientific study of how the doctors did a thorough scan of Bhagavan's brain and how the third eye, the prefrontal cortex, is so clear and vivid, seen in the brain scan, and how Bhagavan can go walk into it and walk out of it at any moment. And initiation from Bhagavan, all this greater initiation, opens these mitochondria to the highest energy. And when we chant the Mahavakya, also the mitochondria energy raises to the highest frequency for us to manifest our reality. But establishing ourselves in the deep listening, Paramashiva is real, makes our life more and more auspiciousness and abundance, and not fall into the delusion again and again. The Drida Buddhi, holding that space again and again, Paramashiva is real, makes us experience the ultimate. Like Bhagavan said, how the dog bites his own bone and then it bleeds and thinks it is from the bone, it's not from his teeth which got hurt from the bone. And that is exactly how we are copying all the garbage from the past to the future. And after that, future becomes so dirty and we cannot stand that. All Bhagavan is saying is take the responsibility to live the integrity and authenticity again and again. Establish yourself. Paramashiva is manifesting through you, and simply Bhagavan can manifest all the great truth through you and manifest all the abundance through you. Here the brain scan report.
And his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here. Right in the middle. Probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper.
From time immemorial, it is believed that great masters are always in the state of bliss or causeless happiness. They are unconditionally happy. With modern sophisticated equipments, we are able to detect this truth. The dopamine secretion is always abundant in the case of Paramahamsa Nithyananda.
The D really stands for divine spark. The D also stands for delight, and the dopamine smile. What's also interesting is that he could at will go in and out of the states. So we asked Swamiji when he came from the scanning room, when we saw this one, we asked Swamiji, what were you exactly doing when so and so thing happened? He didn't know what was there. He did not see the pictures yet. He said, really interestingly, there were 3 people there, he said, I opened my third eye. And that's stunning because I learned about third eye as a child, but didn't read about it for a long time, what it is today. But what he said was, I asked him to describe more in detail, what does he mean by third eye? And he said, it's a deep meditative state. It's probably very, very deep state. But he said, it looks like a small petal on one side going and joining. Another side, another petal comes and join, and you join together, and then it becomes the third eye. Like a blissful state that you experience and open third eye. So that's really a very, very interesting and fascinating finding. And we're going to talk about it for a long time.
Beautifully, Paramashiva is explaining all the deeper science for us to understand the pramanas, the pratyaksha pramana, the scientific study is given for us to have the listening space when Paramashiva says he is manifesting all the abundance or spaciousness through each one of us. When we establish ourselves, Paramashiva is real, and that becomes reality in our life. And today we are going to scan a partner and give them the untold questions, whatever their problems. Bhagavan beautifully says, when you are with Paramashiva, you don't have any problems. You have only situation because he solves all the problem and you just have to handle the situation. and you can walk out of it. You never have a problem as long as you're in integrity with Paramashiva. Here, you can scan your partner, your friends, family who are going through so much. What is that listening space they are in? Constantly they are in confusion, chaos, and running their life becomes like a riot. And more they are into that, they create disease and death. Now you can scan them and help them to come out of it. Whatever Paramashiva shows, you write it down, and at the end you can share with your partner what is that Paramashiva has shown, the repeated problems that has happened in their life, the root cognition, and how they can do the completion and get out of that problem, liberating themselves into the space of oneness with Paramashiva. Bhagavan again and again gives the deeper signs for us to manifest abundance, auspiciousness, wealth, health, happiness, relation, and whatever we want as reality. And it is said as science also now that whenever we are in no thought zone, we can create what we want as reality. All Paramashiva is saying is, now unclutch from everything that you know as yourself, how you go into the deep sleep, and how you become the consciousness, the energy itself. If you experience and beyond your body and mind, there exists a space of listening, consciousness. When you are in that bliss and compassionate gratitude, bliss, silence, or listening, you create your reality as you want. It is a powerful space because Paramashiva here is manifesting through us whenever we are in that beautiful space. All of us collectively manifesting the power, it becomes more powerful. So all we need to do is sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva to your third eye. Very clearly sit as Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, and 50 hands. Very powerful space that who you are is Paramashiva. There is no doubt, there is nothing. Bhagavan says, even if you are able to visualize yourself with that 25 heads, you are manifesting that great reality. On your neck, if you can visualize that 25 heads that you have as who you are, you can manifest all the auspiciousness and more unclutch from whatever is stopping you from doing that. Again and again unclutch and bring yourself, see yourself as Paramashiva or Parandama, who you can melt your mind into the inner space, traveling to the vertical time zone. More and more you melt inside you, you are traveling the higher zones and manifesting the higher powers, experiencing the superconscious mutation as your physical mapping reality. So what we are going to do now is, now sit straight, put away your pen, paper and your gadgets for a few minutes and only sit with Paramashiva. This is your time only with Paramashiva. So all you need to do is sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Deeply chant the Mahavakya, dissolving yourself into Paramashiva's lotus feet. Again and again visualize yourself as Paramashiva sitting and dissolving into Paramashiva, your inner space. And more you deeper dissolve yourself, you experience the deeper reality. When the thought comes, again see yourself as Paramashiva, again dissolve yourself in deep gratitude, in love, in oneness, in deep listening. That is why when you chant the Mahavakya, vibrate your whole body with the chanting and with the deep listening. The listening is the secret key to manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. All you need to do is bring yourself back to listening. You can manifest all the powers. Now let's start chanting the Mahavakya with deep listening and gratitude.
See yourself as 25-headed, 50-handed Paramashiva, as eternally 16, youthful. Commit with Paramashiva. Only He exists. Anything else is delusion. Now, sit straight. We'll enter into the process. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Slowly, very slowly, open your eyes, and whatever Paramashiva has shown about your partner, please go ahead and share the detail in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation and have the hashtag Paramashivoham Shakshi Pramana, hashtag Power Manifestation, hashtag Third Eye Powers, hashtag Kailasa, and hashtag Nithyananda. Why I should share with everybody? The more and more you contribute, you create the listening for others. And more you have listening for the others is nothing but your own listening expands, because constantly we are deluded that something we are apart from the whole. When you can feel the whole is when you're connected with people, when you work with people. Life is for others. Bhagavan says so beautiful that when you start contributing to others' life, causing others into higher and higher reality, you are expressing the greater reality that Paramashiva is real. Go on contributing to others' life. You will create a beautiful listening for yourself to manifest what you want as reality. This is a science. If you cause 10 more people for abundance, you become abundance. If you cause 10 more people for surrender, you become completely surrendered. The more and more what we cause, we are creating that space for us. And if you want to manifest something very seriously, cause that in 10 people who really require that, you will see that as happening. All the power manifestation, Bhagavan beautifully says, extreme causing is extreme power manifestation and extreme manifestation is extreme causing. Again and again, when we create the space of listening for others, it is nothing but our own listening space we are increasing. Being in the current moment and experiencing the powerful space of creation. And that happens only when we start causing all this, merging into the whole. We manifest the powers, we understood the cognition, but merging into the ultimate is the ultimate space of Paramashiva. So, you can share it in your social media platform, or you can share it in tinyurl.com/power manifestation, and make sure you tag it to your friends and families. With that, let's surrender all this powerful cognition, power manifestation at Bhagwan's lotus feet in deep gratitude, thanking Bhagwan for all the gifts from Kailasa for each and everyone every single day, showering all the greatest blessing for us. Thank Bhagwan and thank all of you here who stayed back and manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. And thank you for sharing all this great truth in social media every single day. With that, let's come to the end of the session. Now, let's end with the Purna Mantra, but hold the powerful cognition. Paramashiva is real in my thought, word, and action. Seeing everything, everyone as Paramashiva throughout a day. And holding that powerful space, let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Let's sit straight with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva to your third eye and chant the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. At 6 p.m. will be the next Kailash Kotiyar Manifesting Path session. You can join through eKailasha. Thank you, Nityananda. 6 p.m. IST time. Thank you.